everybody, Trevor here, and guess what? Today's my 33rd birthday! Now before we start this, I just want to say that the reason why I haven't uploaded a brand new unboxing video in a very long time is because of budget constraints, and I had to pay a bunch of medical bills and other needs because of it. But you know, that's part of the adult life, and that's something we all have to accept. But enough about my personal life. Let's focus on my 38th unboxing video. And in this case, I'm going to review 4 presents. And spoiler alert, most of these are Bachmann items, with the exception of one, but we'll get to that later. So anyways, let's start with this one. Here we go. This is called the Sorter Coal Company Coal Wagon. And as you can see, it's green and has the Sorter Coal Company on the sides. And not to mention, it has a removable coal load, which I'll demonstrate later, because right now I don't want to open this right now because of my condition here with my arm, you know. And here's the back side where you can get all the items if you want to, but you don't have to though. So in my opinion, this is better than the generic green coal wagon from years ago. I might get that one too, but not now. So now let's focus on the second Bachmann item, which is very similar to the other one. This one is called the Blue Mining Company car. And as you can see, it has a pickaxe and a shovel on the sides, which is a logo, by the way, which stands for the mining company or something. And like the last one right here, this one also has a removable coal load, except this one is blue with a logo instead of lettering. So all in all, I give these 2 coal wagons a 10 out of 10 stars. I think they're better than the generic green coal wagon without the details on the sides, but that's just my opinion anyways. Now, I'll get into full detail on why I bought this along with this in the first place, because I don't want to spoil too much, because after all, it is my birthday unboxing after all. So we'll open these later, set them aside, and focus on something that's very compatible to Bachmann, except that it's a completely different brand known as, wait for it, Hornby. And yes, this is my very first Hornby item. As you can see, this is a brown brake fan with the black rooftop. And let's see if I can open it. This one cost me $50 approximately. And the original price for this was like approximately £9, but on eBay, it's a bit different. That's funny. How did this happen? Hold on, let me fix this. That was unusual. I guess these are detachable. And it's not easy trying to fix it. Yeah. I guess that's one problem with the Hornby version of the brake fan, is because this rooftop is detachable, and these can cause these other 2 pieces to break off. Oh, they're not broken, they're just detachable. Anyway, the reason why I decided to buy this is because I always wanted at least one Hornby item in my collection, because it's also compatible with Bachmann trains, except that the Hornby items are a little taller in height compared to the original Bachmann brake fan. Let me demonstrate it in a little bit. Now here's a side-by-side comparison between the Bachmann version and the Hornby version. And as you can see, the Bachmann version is a little longer than the Hornby version. And in terms of the height, the Hornby version is taller than the Bachmann version. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, and I also like the fact that it has the 20-ton on the sides, as well as the other letters and numbers. And this one cost me $50 approximately, if you count the shipping, that is, as well as the sales tax. So overall, While I do prefer the Bachmann version in terms of quality and length, but this one's pretty good too. So therefore, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it's just passable. It's pretty good. It's like a B plus or something. The only thing I don't like about this are the detachable roof and those little slide things right here, right where they come off easily. But that's okay. It's Hornby, so of course it's gonna not last forever. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention earlier is the difference between Hornby and Bachmann. The difference is that Hornby was UK exclusive before being replaced by Bachmann, which was North American exclusive. And the Bachmann company originated from China since the 1830s. And in my opinion, as I stated before, Bachmann has better quality than Hornby, but that's just my personal opinion. But I can understand why the UK fans were disappointed on why Hornby's discontinued and replaced with Bachmann. But for me, I don't care because I think Bachmann's better in terms of quality, and I'm glad that they became the new successor to Hornby, at least for the UK. Because I don't want Bachmann to be North American exclusive or stuff like that. And last but not least, the fourth and final present. And it's a brand new engine, and I'm going to show you right now. Behold! Bo from Big World Big Adventures, the movie. There are so many reasons why I decided to buy this engine. For one thing, I love American locomotives, especially the 440 American standards from the Civil War times. Secondly, I think Bo is an interesting character. It's too bad he only appeared in the movie, as well as in a couple promotional videos, such as the time where Thomas talks about meeting Bo for the first time. And I kind of wish that Thomas gets to see Bo again in the future, but that's not going to happen anymore, thanks to Mattel's stupidity. But anyway, let's talk about this model. I like that it has Bo on the side of his tender, and I like his number, 2573. And what's interesting about this toy is that it doesn't have moving eyes because it has a working headlamp, which I'll demonstrate later. Yeah. I also thought Carrie Shale did a perfect job giving Bo a southern accent. And not to mention, it has a knuckle coupling at the front here, also known as a Buckeye coupling in the UK. And also it has a hook and loop coupling at the back where you can couple Bo up to British rolling stock if you want to. I'm not going to get any American rolling stock because I'm more interested in British rolling stock for obvious reasons. And here's hoping they'll also make Porter, Timothy, Connor, Caitlin, and all those other American locomotives. Oh, I also forgot to mention that I have Rosie as well. So if you count Rosie, then she's my first American engine in my collection. This is actually my second American engine in my collection. And I'm surprised by this because Bo only appeared once in the movie Big World Big Adventures and was never seen again after that, if you don't count the promotional material, that is. Oh, and I also like that it has wood in his tender because, you know, he's a wood-burning engine, just like any other American 440 standard. Right now, I'm going to cut the video right here and cut these out of the packaging because I can't do it all in one take because of my condition right here. Okay, now I've got everything out of the packagings. Let me demonstrate how this coal load opens. Easy peasy. I also like that the coal load has these pegs in here so that it can stay on straight, you know, like this. Same thing goes for this too. This also does the same thing. And let's put it back on here. And let's talk about a little more about Bo. I actually had a hard time trying to get Bo onto the track here. So yeah, you can tell that he's derailing just a little bit, so I'm gonna fix that later. And he's pretty small in comparison to the other Bachmann engines, but I can understand that because this is a retooling of the 440 American Standard, and And it's cheaper to do than to make a brand new model of a certain Thomas character, like say Rebecca or Stanley, who are both coming soon, by the way. I'm not going to promise to get both of those, but I might get one of them someday. I'm not planning to get all the Bachmann characters for Thomas and Friends, or all the Thomas characters for Bachmann, because they're pretty expensive, and I don't want to hoard too much stuff. So anyway, I'm going to cut off here so I can fix the wheels a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't do it perfectly because this model is very delicate and very small, as I've stated earlier. And not to mention that the front bogies are very hard to balance. They're hard to line up with the track here, or rails, I should say. Yeah. And another reason why the eyes don't move is that it's because this is a very small model, and it'd be kind of impossible to have a working headlamp while having moving eyes at the same time. At least that's my guess for this model. But still, it's a pretty cool model. Now, let's see if it can couple up to the cars. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now to demonstrate the working headlamp on Bo, let's give him a run, shall we? See it glowing? Looks pretty cool, huh? Oh, and another reason why I decided to get Bo is because I also wanted to get the 2 coal wagons. I'm not sure which mine Bo works, but I know he does work at a mine somewhere in the southwestern region of the United States, and he stopped. Yeah, this is another problem with Bo, is that because of the bogies at the front, he derails often. And that's starting to annoy me so much. Yeah. Let's give him another run, shall we? Great. He's not moving. Jeez Louise, Bo. Why can't you cooperate? He runs okay, except when he derails often because of the front bogies. I mean, look at this. He doesn't run that well. But still, it's a nice looking model nonetheless. Yeah. Let's give him one more run, shall we? He's running okay, except the front bogies, as I said, keep making him derail, like this. Let's fix it again. See the working headlamp? Yeah, that's another reason why the eyes don't move here. Or at least on this model. I wonder if they're gonna make more Thomas characters without moving eyes, besides Bo, of course. I bet that would happen. Or will happen, I should say. At least he's running okay now, I guess. Hi, doggies. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, he doesn't do too well on turns, I think. Or at least I don't think. Sorry about my grammar there. Okay, let's stop him now. And you guys get the idea. Now, I was going to give this model a 9.5 out of 10 stars, but because of a few problems like the delicate body, as well as the front bogies coming off every now and again because of the curves and stuff, I'm going to give this model like a 7.5 out of 10. It's still a decent looking model, but it's not without its problems, particularly with the things I said earlier, like the turns and the front wheels coming off. Yeah, it's starting to annoy me. Oh, and what's also cool about this bow is that it has wires that connect to the tender. Let me see if there, now I can see it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But other than that, this deserves a 7.5 out of 10. While the other three get a 10 out of 10, at least for the coal trucks, and an 8 out of 10 for the brake van. So do I recommend these items? Well, for the most part, yes, because they're very well detailed. And if you're a big fan of 440 American standards, as well as American Thomas characters in general, then I would definitely pick up Bo if you want to give him a try. But he's not as perfect as, say, Rosie, for instance, who is my first American engine in my collection of Bachmann trains, that is. So anyways, that's my birthday unboxing. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. And click the bell icon to be notified for my latest uploads. And I'm glad I had a wonderful 33rd birthday, despite a few problems here and there, like with Bo's model, for instance. But still, I'm pretty grateful for what I have, because I think Bo is an interesting character, and I wished he appeared more often in the show. This is Trevor Davis, signing off, and have an excellent weekend.